lights on, which means that I think that you are ready to go. I just want to verify a couple of things with you on this question to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay. First of all, what is the solution to the system of equations?
2.
2? 2 what?
2-0. No, sorry. 214.
214? I'm hoping, right? Okay, 214. So you can do that algebraically by, I don't know, setting the y's equal to each other and solving for x to get 2 and then plugging it in to get 14, right? Or solving whatever. You can do it this a bunch of different ways. You could use a matrix if you blah, 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 blah. You can also graph it. And the graph of it, I just want to make sure that mentally, especially on a Friday afternoon, we're gathering exactly how to graph this. Don't overthink it, right? If you're graphing y equals 6x plus 2, easiest way to do that is what? What's that?
Use the y-intercept.
Use the y-intercept, right? I'm not going to do all the numbering because you guys can trust me on that. But the y-intercept is what?
2.
2. So you're going to go over 0 up 2. I got that point. Now what? That's not a line. That's just a point.
Up 6 over 1.
Up 6 over 1. Let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. All right. And then you can draw a line from there. And then you can draw one. You can draw the other. You can see where they intersect. I picked nice, easy things so that you could find the intersection point was at 214. Okay? Now, I want to make sure that this is okay. And then I want to make sure that you are familiar with another tool that one could use to do this. How many of you have used Desmos before? Some of you, most of you, all of you. It's interesting because when I mentioned that earlier in the week, I had a lot of people going, I don't know what that means. So let's double check it and let's make sure. So Desmos can do this for you, right? It can graph stuff really nicely. I don't remember what the equations were because my brain doesn't work like that on a Friday. So tell me what the first one was. 3x plus 8. Bam. And then the other one was 6x plus 2. Bam. And then you can go up there and you can say, oh my gosh, look at that. They intersect at, where is it? Let me click on it and it tells you 214. Okay? Question so far? All right, so now, here comes the next piece. When we were doing the Buggies lab, I had asked you to solve it graphically, and I had a piece on there on the rubric that said graphically, and a lot of you were like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And so I took it off, so there's not actually going to be a piece like that on the rubric that I'm going to assess because we're going to do it right now together, okay? And by that I mean in class. By that I mean you and your partner need to use Desmos to graphically solve the system of equations to verify the intersection point of the red and blue buggies that you predicted during the lab, okay? So you and your partner need to use a couple of pieces of information. You need to use your understanding of this process, and I would also strongly encourage you to think back a little bit to this experience that we had yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever that was, okay? Think back to this, because this is going to be the other piece that you need. So you're going to use Desmos to solve, to find the place where they're going to intersect, okay? So you're going to get up, you're going to move, you're going to do this with your partner. Once you get it, you're going to raise your hand and let me know so I can come over and chat with you. Did that answer your question, or do you have more questions?
No.
Okay. If you are without a partner, then you can do this on your own. You can find somebody else to work with. What I really want, friends, is for you to understand it. That's what I'm going for, is understanding, okay? All right. Get started.
Did Mr. Bergman email you that one day about how I saved early on the
All right. So just really quickly, I just want to make sure that I reiterate that these kind of thinking problems, right? Being able to translate one-dimensional motion into a graph, one-dimensional motion of one object and another object into a graph and interpret that, that is like the fundamental piece of what we really have to do to put together on these, this type of problem and this type of unit right here. On the 4 questions that I gave you on that little piece of blue paper, these are not homework. They do not need to be turned in on Monday. They are just an opportunity for practice for you. I do not have solutions to them written yet. They're like from I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago or something like that, like when I used to do a lot of problem sets. I will write up some solutions and I will put those up on Canvas. It's probably not going to be until tomorrow night. If you're looking for them and you're like, where are they? Just send me an email and I'll get them done as soon as I can after that. Okay. But I'll get them up, I promise, by tomorrow night. But I just wanted to let you know that that's what those are. There's one more thing that I want to make sure you see in the next 15 minutes before I let you go for the weekend, and that is something called ranking tasks. So ranking tasks are something we're going to see a lot in this year in total. This one is a very simple ranking task to get our brains kind of around this idea. So generally what we have is a picture or a setup with multiple different situations, and then it asks you to rank the situations based on something. Okay, so this one is fairly simple. We've got, says shown below are stacks of various blocks. All the masses are given in the diagram in terms of M, the mass of the smallest block. Okay, so this is M, this is 3M, so this has a total mass of, look at us, we're so smart and can add, yay. Okay, it says rank the total mass of each stack. So I'm going to give you just a moment. You can talk to your table mates. You don't have to write this down on paper unless you really want to. I want you to write down a ranking on your board after you've discussed, okay? I'll give you just a second to give that a shot. All right, so show me your boards. Let me see what you got. You're moving it so much I can't see. A, D, B, C, E. A, D, B, C, E. All right, so there's this thing, right? Yeah, and some of you were fighting whatever. So yes, you got the idea. Let me show you how I would represent that so that Jacob is happy, so that I am happy, that everybody is happy. So which two are equal and the greatest? A and D. So I'm going to write A is equal to D. Is this frozen so you can't see? Bam. A is equal to D. Is greater than, what was the next one?
B.
B. And is B equal to anything? No. And then we're going to say that's greater than C and E. Okay. Oh, B and E. Sorry. No.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. So this is how I would write it. And from here on out, this is how I would encourage you to write it. Okay. So if you've got two that are equal, you just put them in each one. You just put an equal sign. If they're not, then write a greater than sign. So it's very clear that you know which is which. Okay. It's not incorrect if you wrote D is equal to A, but you like to make the grader happy. That's always a rule, right? Always make the person who's grading your test or quiz or whatever happy. I like to do it alphabetically, so I would always put A before D, just because that's how I'm always going to write it. So, just saying. All right. Questions, issues, concerns? On a quiz or a test, like, I don't know, on Monday, you would also have to explain your reasoning. If you don't have any text or any explanation down here, then this doesn't matter. Okay, so this and then an explanation. You look like you have a question.
I mean, when you explain it, do you just write that more numbers or more than less numbers?
So this one is really simple, right? This is like an example thing. They will get harder than this. So in one like this, I would explain, yes, that I added up the mass of each of the boxes, and then I see that A has what is that, 9? Yeah, 9, and blah, 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 blah. Yes. Very simple one. We'll make them harder in just a moment, like now. Okay. This one's not hard per se, but it is definitely harder than the last one. That is A right there. It's kind of hard to see. It says shown are several lines on a graph. Rank the slopes of the lines in this graph. So I'll let you go ahead and take a look at that one with your partner, have a conversation, write it down on your whiteboard, then we'll discuss. Yay, team. All right, let me see your boards, friends. I'm not going anywhere. C, D, B, E, A, C, D, B, E, A. Yeah. So you'd say C.
It was highlighted too, so.
Yeah, I was trying to help you. Oh,
Still
no.
frozen.
Sorry. How are we doing, team? Everybody happy?
Wait.
Oh, did I do it wrong?
B is not
Oh.
equal to E.
B and E are equal?
Yeah.
Over 4, up 1?
Oh my gosh. I
Over
read
4,
B.
up
I
1?
read B once.
It's okay. No worries. No worries. Got one more. Are you ready? Everybody with me? One more. Here it comes. Now we're getting into some physics.
All right.
There you go. Let's regroup real quick. Let's check it in. Let me see. All right, we've got some dissent, maybe. Okay, let me write down some answers here and see where we're at. Let me unfreeze this and see if I can. My computer's decided that it's tired. All right, so what do we have? I need some stuff up there. So I got B is greater than D equals A is greater than C. Da, 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 da. Other, is that what you had? Show me, quick. C, B, A, D, C, B, A, D, B, A, D. Oh, that's that one. You've got A, C, B, D. Is everybody represented now? What do we do?
Well, displacement can be negative.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, what does that mean? Tell me more.
So that means it'd be less than unknowns because it's going -8.
What is?
C,
So you're saying that the displacement here is -8? Okay.
And the displacement of A, that doesn't go anywhere. It's staying still over its.
Okay.
D, you go back to the original position, which means you're displaced 0.
Okay.
B, 4, so the displacement of
Okay. So that would imply this one? You guys agree?
Yes.
What does this word mean?
So, is magnitude like just another word for velocity? No?
So it just means like the greatest.
Magnitude means size.
So it would
So
be,
also known as absolute value. Also known as we don't include a negative sign. So that's why we're doing this, right? Is so that you learn this. Again, no judgment. We're learning together. Here's the thing. Let's know this, that magnitude means size. So what's the actual answer for this one? C is greater than, B is greater than, A equals D, this one. Okay? So regardless of whether you had that or not, there's no judgment. I don't even know who said what. All I know is that this is the right thing, and I want to make sure the reason I picked this one is because I want to make sure you know the word magnitude. Magnitude means size. Okay? Questions on that? We have a bunch of cleanup that needs to happen before the bell rings. I need whiteboards, markers, and erasers put away. I need lights put away, and I'd really love help with putting the chairs up as well. Thank you guys so much.
Where do you like to go?
Lights, there's a little basket in with the markers in there.